Sirens on the way, ay. Now you're lying where the angels lay. Yeah, sirens on the way, ay. Now we're lying where the angels lay. Yeah, sirens on the way, ay. Now you're lying where the angels lay. Yeah, sirens on the way, ay.
All right, what's going on? Episode 89 A-League Show. What's up, everybody? Once again, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Straight from our palatial studios in the suburban Atlanta area. How's everyone doing this morning, this Sunday?
For our dumber listeners, such as myself, what does palatial mean?
I was thinking the same thing.
It's one of those words that I guess means like plush or well done or something like that.
And that was the word of the day from Akeem Bailey. First, it's Sunday morning. Gotta, give thanks, shouts out to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Second off, I want to wish my boy David Norwood a happy belated birthday.
Oh yeah,
I appreciate it, man.
What you do for your big day?
Oh, it wasn't a big day at all. I was just, I was at take homecoming and I was tired, so I didn't.
Nothing.
I want them old. I guess one of them old folks' birthdays now.
Oh no, nothing too extracurricular. I mean, this is Atlanta we talking about here.
Not at all. Not at all. Like I literally, it's one of those birthdays,
Oh really?
Yeah, like my highlight was going to bed.
I think as we get older, we kind of like get further on that because it's one of those issues where like up until like maybe our mid-20s, we like, hey, happy birthday. We want to go out. We want to, party and everything. Go to the bar. Maybe, go to the club. Go to the game. Go to the club.
You do all that.
Go to the club maybe a third time, and then. But,
I think that was you at the epicenter.
Hey, could have been very well. But it's one of those things where as we get older, it's like we start somewhat dreading birthdays. It's like, oh, when we turn like 26, 27, it's like, oh, another birthday, like another year older officially.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't relate.
Yeah, Rashad.
Oh, you'll know.
Yeah, Rashad to start getting carded. Oh, no, he didn't. They said.
Man, I don't even look my age. I'm probably gonna still like getting carded till I'm like 40.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't even look anywhere near my age.
How old are you, Akeem?
2'8".
Oh, okay. And David, you 2'9"?
Yeah, 2'9".
2'9", like the group. Shout out to 2'9". My boys Curtis Williams, Michael made it.
Right.
Yeah, I got YouTube that right there. I can even put another one over my head.
No, that's an underground Atlanta. That's like underground Atlanta.
Hey,
those guys are all around the city.
See, you shot my age, man. I'm like, who is this?
It all depends. But
your
we
boy,
sometimes sleeping on David.
Hey, but your boy's back now.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. MJ.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
MJ radio.
I guess so. Is it? Aren't you? Didn't you tell me that about that?
Yeah.
Oh, what was the deal with him again?
Oh, he's back on the airwaves, man.
Oh yeah, coming back in November.
Yeah.
November, a huge deal. And shout out to Ryan Cameron, an ATL radio legend. For those that probably don't know, signing a huge deal with Urban One and 107.5, 97.5, November 2nd, doing afternoons. Big deal around here.
How much was it?
How much was the deal?
Yeah.
I don't know how much the deal was. I do know that it's a multi-platform deal. He did mention that he wanted to. The thing about what Ryan Cameron wanted to do is that he didn't want to just do like radio, because if he was just going to get offered like a straight up radio deal, he said he wasn't going to sign. But he's going to be doing his afternoon show on Magic, and he's also going to be creating content as well for TV One, because TV One, Urban One, they're all under that they're all under that same umbrella. So he's gonna be doing stuff with them too.
And retirements are just they don't even mean anything anymore. You got Shawn Michaels out, and then you got
Oh man,
you got Ryan Cameron, and what was that dude on New York radio? I can't think.
Mike Francesa.
Yeah, it's like, man, nobody stays retired.
Nobody stays retired. Just ask Brett Favre. I mean, how many times did he retire and unretire? Like 20, 30 times?
Oh yeah.
But I think this is kind of different since it is like including TV1 and TV.
Right, exactly.
So I think that's a little different. I want to welcome Jeremy in the building. Jeremy, what's good?
I'm good, man. Go Dogs.
I get. Oh man. All right. Hold on. Before we get to that, I got to tell you something, man.
Okay.
I went to Hawks Open practice yesterday, the little fan experience, and I like Trae Young.
Oh, we know.
Not as a player. He's a pretty cool dude, man. Like that's what Jeremy told me before. He was like, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's a nice
and
guy.
like you wouldn't kind of like I don't know if I assumed that he was gonna be a little more stuck up, a little more arrogant. He is really
he's
nice,
really
man.
down to earth, man. He look you in your eye when you speak to him. And he shake your hand. When you ask him a question, he look at you, speak you directly, and he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
So I asked him a question yesterday, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you his response. His response was surprised me.
Okay.
All right, you can hold that in the middle so everybody can see.
It's a lot of people that's not keeping that same energy, bro. Yeah. A lot of the people that was, laughing with the laughing emojis in Utah, they the same people putting the fire emojis after the shot and everything like that at the end of the preseason. What would you have to say to the people that's not keeping that same energy?
Well, I mean, that's not my worries. My worries is being able to focus on how to help my team win each and every night, and I don't necessarily worry about what other people have to say. I mean, I obviously hear it, but I don't let that affect me. I play my game. Some gonna like it, some not, and that's just how it is. And my main focus is this team and trying to help this team win.
That's what's up.
Trey,
As long as he live it, I mean, I'm cool.
he handled that
down
so
to
well.
earth.
Good PR answer.
Yeah, I want to see the product on the court, but in the preseason so far, he hasn't seemed to listen to what people have been saying about him. Like the whole, he's all he is a shooter or a scorer. He hasn't really played like that. So
Maybe it's a change in his demeanor going from college to the pros.
He answered that so well. Yeah, because he could have easily. I lobbed it up for him to be like, yeah, it's only us on this side. I always knew, I could play. I had confidence in my game. The shots just weren't falling.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
easy lob for an answer like that.
I don't know. These players are well coached. As far as
Shout
as far as interviews.
That's very true.
Shout out to Garen and the whole PR staff.
Right.
Let me catch him after a game, like after they get that L. Because he's not used to.
In the locker room after the L.
They've been really nice to me. PR staff.
What do you mean they're not used to taking L's? I mean, Oklahoma lost a lot last year.
I was saying he just.
That's neither here nor there. I'm just joking. But I mean, yeah, he's been well versed in how to handle the media, and I really think it. I mean, from what I understood from him and what I've seen of him, he seems to be genuine with what he says. I mean,
the fact that he looks you in the eye, it's a little thing.
It's the feel of what he says and how he says it. I mean, I've seen interviews by people, and I know they didn't mean that. I mean,
yeah.
So
it's very clear when you listen to interviews sometimes, and when you play back interviews, it's very clear that whether they're giving a canned answer or whether they're giving a real answer. It's very clear to see. And one of the things that I believe that we talked about on a previous episode in terms of Trae Young was we talked about how he would be able to handle the spotlight in the NBA because there wasn't really all that much media following him in Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a football state. Yeah. So going from Oklahoma to Atlanta with, there's media there, of course, including our two Hawks media extraordinaires, but outside of that, it's not exactly like going to New York or going to Golden State or going to LA.
He fell into a good spot because the coverage of the Hawks is kind of similar.
Key here.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to what he had to deal with in Oklahoma.
We got 6 people. We got KL. We got Jamelia. We got
shout out to Jamila.
We got Terrell Thomas from Hip Hop since 1987.
Man, I almost spit my power.
I think it's like these modern times is what he's doing now. We have Jeremy, myself, Donnell, he covers the Hawks sometimes.
I mean, but like,
and now you're getting into the sometimes people. Bria sometimes.
Yeah.
Carla P.
I mean, I mean, I don't see anybody grilling.
Oh,
them
Brad. I'm tripping. Brad.
Trilling.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any of those like people like grilling him, and asking him like.
Yeah, he ain't got to deal with no Frank Isel or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I mean,
Right.
and that's not a disrespect to any of these people. It's just.
I mean, the people who ask the toughest questions will be like the AJC people, and AJC doesn't even have a beat reporter.
Wow.
Which is a story in itself.
Wow.
They don't have a beat reporter. The Athletic has college football
Cunningham's
kids
gone?
covering us.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Cunningham's just writing like regular columns now.
Oh,
Because the Athletic pretty much plucked the entire sports department of the Macon Telegraph, and now they're there now.
No, because
Did they?
one dude came from. He used to cover Auburn for SEC Country, I believe. That's the dude with the glasses that's always wearing the camera vest. I don't know why he always. All right, I'm not gonna talk about people I know. I never met him, so
Yeah.
Him, and then they have this girl that or this young woman who covers. She just graduated from UGA. She covers college football mainly, but she does.
I know you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. She did a couple of Hawks stories for Athletic. They have no bias, but they got him doing the Braves. I'm like, I mean, I understand that because he covered the Braves for MDJ, but it's like he been covering the Hawks for a few years now. Like, if I was them, I'd put him on the Hawks. But
Yeah, that seems to be more his. That seemed to be more his forte, I guess.
I mean, I would assume. I haven't read many of his Braves stories.
One would think. And
But yeah. Oh,
yeah.
my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. It is what it is.
We can get into college football before it gets too late.
Oh yeah,
Let's talk
absolutely.
about
And we
media.
definitely need to get into college football. Absolutely. Jeremy, explain the dogs.
I don't know, man. They didn't even show up yesterday, so I don't really have many opinions about it. It is what it is. They got the brakes beat off of them, and they showed up, and then they quit. So, like, I'm not. I mean, it looked a lot like the Auburn game last year, and it's not the end of the world like people are making it out to be. But I really kind of called this before the year started. Their youth really showed yesterday. I mean, they're a better team than LSU. LSU knows that, and Georgia knows that, and
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel like if they played again today somewhere else, they would win. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But I also think the issues when we were, called grouchy UGA fans for the last couple of weeks. Why is UGA fans mad about this, and why are they upset about this, and why are why are you guys complaining? Your team's number 2 in the country. It was because some of the things that were exposed yesterday were things that we saw coming, like the third down completions. Like, there's no creativity in the offense. There's no separation from the receivers. There's no consistent running game. The offensive line is not as good as everybody thinks it is. And the loss of Ben Cleveland is bigger than people think it is.
Oh, Cleveland's out.
Yeah, he broke his leg, so he's been out for 2 weeks, and he's probably got 3 or 4 more weeks out. So
Wow.
that's a humongous loss, and nothing against Solomon McKinley, but
Thomas
he ain't Ben Cleveland. So
left tackle.
Thomas has been banged up. He had a ankle problem, and he still doesn't look healthy. So, but he's been out there, but he ain't been himself. So, like, there are some issues that we've been seeing as Georgia fans, and people kind of got on us about it. Like, why are you guys complaining? Because what you saw yesterday.
Yeah, they forgot some standards.
Yeah, I mean, there's a standard to play up to, and they're not playing up to, and they haven't been all year. So,
Especially after last year.
last year they were beating people just because they were just beating the brakes on people, but this year they're beating people just because they have more good football players.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a difference.
A huge difference.
And I don't know what they're gonna do at quarterback. I mean, Justin Fields is, they need a spark. I'm not necessarily saying Jake Fromm is worse than Justin Fields, or I'm not saying Justin Fields is better. Because right now, like, neither one of them are, anything I would brag about right now. Because they're not asking them to do a lot. And
I mean, one stat I saw was just like Fromm plays worse on the road
Yeah.
than he does at home. And then, the fact that yesterday is probably the best secondary he's going to face all year.
Yeah.
And, Greedy Williams, he's going to be a top pick, So, I mean, that's something, definitely got to take into factor about that. He's Greedy Williams going against your best wide receivers. And it's tough and a good learning experience. But, I just look at like Georgia. I don't know. I look back to Miami last year. They were hot just like Georgia was, and they made a quarterback switch. So and they did it again yesterday, and it's just like, I don't know. I just think I can see like, you had Bama, they pulled their quarterback, but it's just all that switching and stuff. I don't know if that's want to make that a controversy, especially with a young team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm to the mindset that if you're gonna do the switching, either play one of the guys or don't play them both. Like you can't in today's college football, you can't do that. I mean, their skill sets are not different enough for them to be a viable threat. You know what I mean? Like when LSU did it all those years, Ryan Perrilloux and I want to say it was Matt Flynn.
Yeah, Matt Flynn. Yeah.
They were so different that when Ryan Perrilloux came in the game, you knew what you were gonna get. But he could also throw the ball.
Yeah.
And Matt Flynn was just all, he was all handoffs and all throws. That's all he could do. I mean, but Jake Fromm can run better than people think he can, and Justin Fields may be a better passer than Jake Fromm is. So, like, they're not different enough for that to work. And I don't like this thing that they've placed on Justin Fields that he's only a runner.
Yeah.
Because he was the number one recruit in the country for a reason, and he can throw the ball. He broke a lot of records as a passer. So, I think he should be used more than just as a runner. And if you feel like you got to get him on the field, then he should be the quarterback.
Yeah.
So,
do you feel like that this that loss will have any effect on Georgia's standing, perhaps? Going ahead as we look, further when it's time to announce the seedings for the playoff.
Not really. If they went out,
Right.
they're in. I mean, it's what it would have been if they had won yesterday. Like, because you're not getting two teams in this year. I've thought that from the start of the season, and you're gonna have to win these games to get in. And that was the same thing as it was. If you win Florida, Kentucky, Auburn, UMass, Georgia Tech, and you beat Alabama in the SEC championship game, you're in. But that road was the same. So, I mean, this loss really means nothing for Georgia. If anything, it just proves that LSU is an actual threat this year.
Oh yeah.
So,
Right.
as long as they're playing at LSU, I don't know what they're gonna do on the road.
Well, boys gonna be woken up now. They could finally taste the loss. A lot of them guys, they've
been feeling themselves.
Yeah, they didn't see. A lot of them guys didn't play that title game. So
yeah.
So now they know how it's like to lose.
Yeah. And yesterday it was like it just was set up to be that kind of day for the top teams. Like look what Iowa State did to West Virginia last night, and Auburn lost to Tennessee, and there was a couple close calls with Memphis almost beating UCF, and I mean it was just one of those type days. And I'm not, as a Georgia fan, I'm not upset about it. I wasn't mad about it. I didn't like the way they played, and I felt like they were the better team. But that it's gonna happen once a year.
An off day.
It's an off day. Yeah, like they're 18 to 23-year-old kids.
Right.
Like, you can't say, well, they're not gonna have a bad day.
Oh, of
That's
course
what
they
happens.
are. Of course they are. Especially playing, of course, on Saturdays with everything going on. I mean, it just happens. Every team, even Alabama, every team has an off week, and LSU caught Georgia on its off week. Somebody could very well catch LSU on an off week, and who knows what's going to happen. It's just the nature of college football, really.
Yeah, just to your point a little bit, off weeks. Alabama don't have off weeks. I don't know why, but they don't. So
they had an off week in the national championship game a couple of years ago against Clemson.
I mean, if you gonna beat Alabama, you gonna beat Alabama.
Yeah.
They gonna beat Alabama when you beat them. They're not gonna give you nothing. Georgia gives away. Every other program in America gives away games sometimes.
Yeah.
If you gonna beat Alabama, you came and you outplayed them. That's just what it is. So
Essentially, David, you were saying something a little bit earlier. 2 words: Mark Richt.
Yeah.
Go off on him. What is there to say?
I can finally see what these Georgia fans see. I'm not a Georgia fan. I recognize Mark Richt and all those games he won during the regular season, and he's just a nice guy. I can see what Georgia fans mean when they say that stuff, and it's just like, I was like, really? You got Gerald Willis, man. This dude's gonna be a first round pick, and he's probably not gonna sniff the playoffs.
Nope. I mean, it's funny that like it takes for him to go somewhere else for people to be like, why are you guys complaining about winning 10 games a year? Because we'll win 10 games, and then the 3 losses we have are to Washington Tech. Like why are you losing to Vanderbilt every year?
Teams that
Why does Florida constantly beat you?
Right.
Like it's not about how
We're
many
not talking
games.
about Vandy baseball here.
Yeah, we talking about the football team, the one
Right.
that just blew a 21-point lead in a half.
You lose to Vandy baseball, that's at least something, because Vandy baseball is one of the best baseball programs in the country. Vandy football is 9 times out of 10, it's football purgatory, and they're in the SEC.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I hate it for them. It's just like Clemson, just all they gotta do is stay alive.
Yeah.
they got their trip to Charlotte and playoffs.
Yeah,
Essentially.
it's a walk through basically all season. I mean, they'll have their bad days, but they find ways to win.
Yeah,
True.
like Syracuse, man, that was it, and that's just because their quarterback got hurt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, wow. So
It is what it is, absolutely. It is what it is. It is college football. What can you do?
If I'm Kirby Smart, second half, it obviously wasn't working with Jake Fromm. When he was missing some of the passes he was missing, you got to put in Fields full time.
or at least just to try him out, see what happens.
At least let him throw a ball. At least let him throw He came in about 10, 12 plays and then throw the ball once.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't seen Justin Fields throw the ball since Austin P.
Yep.
He's like Jeremy said, he's the number 1 recruit in the nation last year. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to put him in the game, let him at least throw the ball to at least, okay, we can play him fair. We can play him fair. We know, we kind of don't know what's going on because we know he's got a cannon, and we also know he's got some wheels. But putting him in the game just to hand the ball off is so annoying.
Yep.
And then the UGA students made the jokes with the, to put the N-word in, because the baseball player said it and got kicked off. Yeah. So it became like that. They tried to make it like an infamous catchphrase to flip around as a joke. That's not funny, kids.
No.
That's not funny, children.
Right.
So
that was foul.
Y'all keep that over there. Let that be the news of last week and keep it in last week. Y'all
right.
keep moving forward.
I think Chaney's probably a problem.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I just think that's a simple adjustment that I would make. I mean, I'm no college football coach. I'm not a football coach at all. But when I saw Farm miss some of the throws he was missing, I'm talking about basic throws that he was missing.
Yeah.
Yep.
He
takes sacks in the worst moments.
Exactly.
I'm just like, why are you taking this sack as a guy who's played almost 20 college football games now? Like, there is no
Offensive
excuse to say he's a sophomore. He's not a sophomore anymore. Like he's played. His experience level says he's
right.
a junior.
He's played in the big moments. There's a big difference between being a sophomore at Georgia and being a sophomore at, like you mentioned, Rashad, Austin P.
Yeah.
Like he's played under the bright lights. Like at this point, even if you're officially a sophomore, you should really feel like a senior or a junior.
And then he started most of last year.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
If I'm Kirby Smart this week, I'm opening the competition up, and I'm not making it public. I'm just silently in my head watching these two kids and seeing who plays better.
The thing about it is, it's like I feel like Fromm only struggled that much just because he faced the LSU.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like LSU is a different type of defense. Like them boys are fast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, like he's not going to face at LSU every single week. He's probably going to face defenses where his game is like kind of more fit into it. But I mean,
and teams he's seen before.
But that's where adjustments comes in. That's when you throw out the game plan.
Yep.
You're like, we got to win the game.
Right. That's on the head coach.
A
and that's on
basic
the offensive
adjustment that you make is flipping the quarterbacks. At least give them one drive.
Play calling.
It's the play calling, but then also what you were saying as far as like Justin Fields not playing well. I mean, Jake Fromm not playing well against like the actual teams that you have to beat. That's my point as far as like, okay, making the switch is because Justin Fields is creative enough and has enough special about him that he can make up the difference.
So you believe in Chaney?
No, Chaney hasn't done. He's been pretty bad the whole time.
So you think last year was all talent and not him?
I mean, I didn't think the offense was great last year. I just thought it was just they had Sony Michel and Nick Chubb. How do you mess that up?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to get creative at all. Just hand them guys the ball.
Essentially.
And you got a freshman quarterback, so you don't have the excuse of saying, well, why isn't the passing game going? Well, we want to, make sure the quarterback's protected. You know what I mean? Like, those were built-in excuses all from last year.
Yeah, 'cause I saw like the numbers. Holyfield getting a lot of numbers. And I didn't expect that this year. I was expecting Swift.
I mean, but even though, like I said, they've done all this against teams that just can't match up athletically. So yesterday was the real
deal. Holyfield.
Real test. Real deal. Holyfield, nice.
was the real test for what they really look like.
Yeah, because maybe they need to think about a coaching change.
Yep. I mean, I haven't been a fan of the offense.
Maybe a change.
But then again, I'm gonna reserve, what I say about Chaney because he hasn't been able to run his offense yet. Because his offense is tailored for Justin Fields.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Jake Fromm can't run that offense.
So I thought it was the other way around.
Like
them Bama teams before Kiffin came, how they ran the offense.
Yeah, he likes that 5 set receivers and slot tight ends, and he don't believe in fullbacks. I mean, he don't believe in fullbacks, but Jake Fromm was recruited mostly to fit that Mark Richt style offense.
Yeah.
Right.
And even though he didn't come until Kirby Smart left, that was his style of offense.
Yeah.
Even though he ran the spread in high school.
Yeah, he did.
But Chaney's offense allows a read option and the RPOs and all that. Jake Fromm can't really do that. Even though he can run, he's not gonna scare nobody because they ran it a lot last year. And instead of giving the ball, instead of keeping the ball, he just handed it off. So it wasn't a threat. So when you spread the defense out like that, and then you got the threat of, oh well, this guy can actually hurt me if he runs. That changes the whole offense.
Like Nick Foles.
Exactly. Like you don't expect him to be able to run it.
You really don't in many ways.
That's why the offense looks so much better with Carson Wentz out there because he can actually run.
And he's more familiar with that offense too. He's just more familiar with that offense.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm gonna reserve judgment on.
Give him one more like the rest of the year.
I'm gonna give him until I see Fields for 12 games, and then I'm gonna be like, yeah, if he can't do it, then I'm like, there's no excuse.
So if Fields doesn't touch the field, and they just decide that was just a off day, and they ride with Fromm, you still.
Oh no, he's not gonna get that much of a pass because I think Fields deserves a shot at some point.
Eventually, and it could be one of those things where eventually they give him that shot, but until then, we'll just see how the offense flows and everything, and see if it see if things work out. As one season is practically at its midpoint, another is at its starting point, which is the NBA. Anyone have their predictions?
Golden State is going to win the championship.
I was waiting for somebody to say it.
You know what I'm going to say.
This is no.
I've got a hot take. The Golden State Warriors, DeMarcus Cousins, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Andre Iguodala, they're all going to win the championship.
That's an Arizona level hot take. Mm-hmm. That's an Arizona desert
Smoke
summer
weed.
level hot take.
Do y'all want to talk about the shot?
I don't think they're going to win this year.
Yeah.
You don't think they're going to win?
Oh, okay. That's a hot take.
Right.
You think Boston going to win?
Yeah, I think they're going to win this year.
Really?
I don't know about Boston?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow. Okay. Why? Why, David?
Finals fatigue.
When have Kyrie Irving and Al Horford ever remained healthy for an entire season?
Horford played healthy all for years.
He also missed 2 complete years with the Hawks.
Yeah, but Boston, he's been pretty healthy.
Yeah.
And his last years with Bud, he's been healthy.
Last year, was he healthy?
He played all of last year, but he was the only one left. He's the only one left last year.
He didn't miss any games last year?
He missed a few because of concussion.
Horford missed a couple.
I still cannot just go ahead, and I said this a few episodes ago, I still cannot go ahead and just pencil Golden State in the finals.
I can.
Because I have to see what they do. I know a lot of people are going to hate on Houston because they got Melo, but I need to see them beat a fully healthy Houston team before I just pencil Golden State into the NBA Finals. I could care less if Golden State got DeMarcus Cousins.
The thing about Houston is that it's not about necessarily who they got. Like getting Melo, that's not what does it for me. The fact that they lost Trevor Ariza and
Mute.
And Luke Richard and Bar Mute.
Joe Johnson.
And
Joe Johnson didn't play.
But losing those two guys is going to mean more than people think because those were their wing defenders. Like you expect Carmelo Anthony to guard Kevin Durant.
I think that was James Ennis.
I mean, I don't know. I think their record will be similar and they'll be exciting to watch. But when it comes time for the playoffs, they're just not going to be able to guard Golden State.
Yeah, Chris Paul stay healthy.
Yeah, he's falling off like those knees. But yeah, I mean, I could see like Houston getting someone like maybe they can get Ariza back at the trade deadline after a buyout, or even DeMar Carroll. But
maybe
I can see that.
They're gonna need another wing defender. Like
yeah, they're trying to they probably get Bazemore.
Oh man, wouldn't it be something for Hawks fans if all of a sudden they get Bazemore and he's playing in the NBA
They've been
Finals?
talking about it for a while.
But okay, no disrespect to Kent Bazemore, but when has he been like that lockdown wing defender? Like, I mean, can he guard Kevin Durant?
He has that reputation. I don't know why.
I mean,
I don't see Bazemore though
he's
as
a good
Durant.
defender, but he
Hold on.
ain't.
Yeah. I apologize, Baze. You have great effort on defense. Not knocking that, but like you were getting to, Kevin Durant is 7 foot.
There's a difference
LeBron
between,
James is 6'9".
Right. There's a difference between being great on defense and being a LeBron stopper or a KD stopper. Bazemore would not be that.
And that's not saying Trevor Ariza or DeMar Carroll or any. The only player that's ever just gotten in LeBron James's way is Kawhi Leonard. So unless they going to get him at the deadline,
and that's not happening because Kawhi already has his sights set on L.A.
Okay, well then if that's the case, well like the Houston thing is dead to me.
Kawhi in the 6.
Well, he's trying to get out to 6 after 1 year. He's
trying to get out to 6.
L.A.
Well, my thing is like with the
Jimmy
West,
Butler maybe.
With the West, it's just it's probably 12 teams that can playoff caliber teams, and it's probably tougher for Golden State to make it. They're not going to run through the West like they have in the past.
Why not?
It's fatigue.
I mean, so what basketball wise kind of tells you that Boston is a team to beat though?
Boston, basically, they got younger players, they got experience, they got coaching, and they probably will win the East.
I mean, I think the East is tougher than people are giving it credit for.
I'm not
you
going to
got
say
Boston,
it's bad.
Toronto,
I'm
Philly.
I'm not saying it's bad because like Milwaukee's going to be a lot better with Bud.
Philly.
I'm not worried about Philly.
Chicago. Okay, this is my
Washington's
surprise
the biggest
team.
tease.
Chicago is my surprise team this year.
Oh no, no.
Okay,
I think they can make the playoffs.
they're going to make the playoffs, and they're going to be at least a 5th seed. They're going to
Okay,
take.
wait, hold on. Boston, Toronto, Washington, Philly, Milwaukee. Those are the top 5.
No, Washington's not going to be a top.
Yeah,
Washington.
Washington is always.
Y'all gonna stop trying Dwight Howard.
I can't
Washington
get
might
with
not make the
Washington. They're a
playoffs.
tease every single year.
But they're always top 5 every single year.
No, they
they're
barely.
not.
They were like 7 last year.
Washington. I'm
7
sorry.
last year.
Washington is too much of a tease.
But they didn't have Dwight Howard. They had Gortat.
They barely made the playoffs.
I don't know, man. That whole chemistry between John Wall and Bradley Beal, that's never gonna work. So until they get rid of either one of those
They
guys,
kind of been fighting.
or add somebody to go along with
it's just
John
like
Wall and
Portland.
Bradley Beal.
It's just like Portland. Like every year you expect them to do something.
I mean,
and they
but
don't.
Portland, they don't beef publicly.
Yeah,
Washington, they
It's
beef
just like
publicly.
they had this little
It's weird.
attitude, like everybody's like sleeping on them, and
But I hate when
Right.
Portland does that, man.
yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
I'm just like
CJ and Dame, bro, win some games. Bro.
Yeah, it's like
I
every
mean,
year.
win some meaningful games in the postseason.
Right.
they
You
have-
got messed up last year by whom?
New Orleans.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, they
Without
didn't-
without
who is
DeMarcus
the-
they didn't even
Without-
get to the
without
Warriors.
They
Boogie.
got swept without DeMarcus Cousins.
No Boogie, and you still got swept out of Portland.
So you mean tell me one man swept y'all? Well, I ain't gonna say that because Drew
No,
Holiday,
Drew
Drew Holiday and
Holiday.
Rondo balled.
I mean, but you gonna let Drew Holiday and Rajon Rondo have a 2009 flashback in 2018 and beat y'all? That's ridiculous.
You gonna talk about
But-
you gonna talk about dudes that ain't got no knees and no legs.
But y'all want to talk about the shop real quick?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's get into that.
I'll let David kick it off.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's shop. I mean, it's good to see another episode. I mean, because I thought it was just like a pilot at first. And I was like, did it not get good enough ratings? And I found out like, okay, yeah, Drake on the show. So I was like, it's good to see that back. It's definitely good to see LeBron do his little little Hollywood thing now. See, I got the HBO app, so I watched Student Athlete to watch first episode of Shop. So this guy's all over the place, but yeah, Shop it's pretty good. I mean, it's I don't know. I don't see a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about the Drake thing. I watched it last night.
I mean, now people are talking about it, like after that first episode, I really hit it.
Oh yeah. I only heard stuff about it in the group chat with Keon and them. But the second episode, everybody's talking about. I saw it last night on the link, on a legal link. But shout out to the government. But yeah, I watched it last night, and Drake, he was talking about the Pusha T beef, and he was talking about the Kanye thing, and it was pretty much kind of like what you expected. Like, he was like, him and Kanye hit him up first, and he's like, I got this beat for you, and it was the Lift Yourself beat, you know.
Pause.
Yeah. So like he was like, okay, come out to Wyoming, bro. So Drake came out to Wyoming, and he ended up there for like a week working on all Kanye stuff, and then he kind of just left. And then he was like, all right, yeah, bro, we going to connect. And then all of a sudden, he dropped Lift Yourself, which is, for the people who don't know, poop-diddy scoop, whoop-diddy scoop. Kanye did that for 3 minutes on the beat. So Drake is like, what the heck? But, like, while they were hanging out and Drake was writing all this stuff for Kanye, he was telling him about his baby mama troubles and the fact that he's got this son, and he showed him the son and all that. So fast forward. Kanye comes out with this album, Good Music album rollout, and on the first album is Pusha T, and Pusha T's dissing Drake. And then, so Drake comes back at him, and he already knows that he's going to come back at him with the kid because he told Kanye about the kid. And, you know, he said he threw in the deadbeat thing to make it entertaining. And so he was like, well, I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with, when you come from my friend who's dying of a disease, he's talking about 40. You've crossed the line. They say, oh, this is rap. There's no lines. Nah, bro, that's a line. And it's like, yo, Drake, you literally came at Cudi after he attempted suicide.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Well, you know, it's all good until it's in your yard.
Yeah.
True. That is true.
It was cool. It was cool seeing that because Drake doesn't do interviews. So it was cool seeing him talk with LeBron. LeBron's a funny dude, man.
Or you know what? Yeah. I think this show is cool because it's like, he's going to be able to get people that ain't normally going to do interviews. Cause the power of LeBron is more powerful than people really think it is because it extends beyond basketball.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And sports.
The weird thing to me about Drake is
transcended.
Like, it's like he's Drake, and I don't think like he always acts like he's Drake.
Yeah.
I mean, and that could be a good thing sometimes, like kind of humble, but in other ways, like he acts like a fanboy a lot of times.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
definitely.
just like, bro, like you're Drake. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like every athlete wants to be like you. You are Drake.
Yeah.
The biggest rap star in the world.
And just about every single Drake track has a reference to some athlete.
Is that yeah? Well, I mean, you know, that's just rap, but
it's just rap.
But it's just the way he treats like you know, not even athletes, but like other celebrities. Like he stands over them and stuff. Like he was talking about his son. He was like, oh yeah, man, we already working on a jump shot in the pool. He was like, when he gets about 14, I'm gonna send him over to your house. And, you know, he looked at him like, is that cool? And then LeBron was like, yeah, man, send him on over. He's like, yeah, we're going to Bronny's house this summer. I was like, dude, you are Drake, bro. Like, yeah. That was just a side rant.
I mean, maybe he hadn't hit him how famous he is yet. I mean, maybe
he definitely knows.
I mean, he probably.
I saw a video of him like in Jamaica where like everybody like just crazy. Bless you.
Went crazy like, because they saw Drake.
Drake is. He
Drake's
knows how
always been
famous.
famous.
He put athletes on the pedestal. I mean, like the way he looks at them, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the way he look at DeMarcus Cousins, it's just like.
Pause.
Yeah,
like Drake's always been like when has Drake never not been a celebrity? He's almost always been a celebrity at some point in time in his life.
He's had a great
so
life,
he's
man.
used to it at this point. He has to be used to it.
Yeah, Joe Budden was talking about that because they are like, how old is Drake? Like 33, 34? And then they looked it up and he was 31. Joe Budden was like, he's not 31. That's a great life. Yeah. Shout out Joe Budden, man. He's killing it out there.
That's a great point, Jeremy, that also you made about LeBron, because I think that with what he's doing with the shop or what he's doing, you know, he got the student athlete documentary out there. He's got the production company. I feel like that I feel like that his reach and his influence is going to be even more when he retires than what he currently is, even while still in the NBA. And that's a testament to whom he is as a person. That's a testament to whom he is as a figure, and it's also a testament to whom he is as a businessman. Like, LeBron is an extremely smart businessman. Like, he's got his stuff beyond together.
And I think, one of the things that I salute LeBron about is how the kind of people he keeps around him. A lot of these are guys that he's known when he was young, so he know they're gonna have his best interests. It's gonna come first, and then, not only did he help develop, himself as a basketball player, he was helping develop those guys for this moment, so that they can build that support system around him when he moved into this stage, which is
as a mogul,
the mogul stage of
which
his
is
career.
why he went to L.A.
He brought his high school starting lineup up with him the entire time.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And then the woman he married is the woman that was there when they were in high school. Like, that don't get enough.
Enough coverage.
It don't.
Well, because you got the sideline rumors.
I mean,
but that happens with every athlete, though. Every athlete is always going to have rumors that they're creeping on somebody's DMs.
I always have some. I was going to say, dang it, can you?
But yeah, man, I think LeBron is the argument between him and Jordan, that is what it is, but people need to start to appreciating what he means to not only sports, but the example he set for athletes that are black. Just because of how he's handled himself throughout his career.
I think that's what's going to start to happen now.
I mean, it's just going to be revisionist history, like how people view Kobe now. All of a sudden, everybody loves him now, but when he was in his last days, it was a whole different story. Now everybody's like, let's watch Kobe on ESPN app telling us stuff that we already know.
But I think the difference between Kobe is
drive in the paint when you're open.
Kick the ball out for 3.
The difference
He's open
between Kobe and LeBron is I feel like Kobe kind of strikes me a little bit more in his post playing days. He's more of an ambassador. More so than anything. I feel like he's more in many ways of an ambassador for basketball. Whereas LeBron, he's an ambassador too, but he's just so many other different things outside of being an ambassador that when it comes to post-playing days, LeBron's name is going to be much bigger. Not that Kobe's not going to be, in any sort of way influential. Don't come at me at that, anybody on Twitter or the gram. But I just feel like that with everything he's doing, LeBron kind of has Kobe beat there.
LeBron is the face of sports.
Thank you.
In general. Sport, country, no matter what.
Around the world.
If you go to Egypt tomorrow and say, I know who is LeBron James.
Oh, yes.
300 hands are going up.
Thank you.
We had that question in the office earlier this week of who's the most famous person in the world right now that's living. Because I think dead or alive is probably Michael Jackson, other than Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, LeBron would definitely be up there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that's
I mean, but who is the most? Is it Donald Trump?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Kanye West?
They would be up there. I mean, but
they're up there though for all sorts of different reasons right about now. If we know what I mean, we know what we mean.
I mean, but just being famous, period. Like as people knowing them around the world.
Well, I don't like. I feel like Kanye. I don't know if he's necessarily. I think he's only necessarily up there because of what he's been doing lately. But I feel like you said, I feel like sports-wise, LeBron is definitely, the face of sports around the world.
Outside of maybe Cristiano Ronaldo. That's the only guy that could rival him.
And the only reason as to why Ronaldo is because
Serena. Yeah,
and Serena too. Because and the thing about it is it speaks to the reach of their 3 respective sports. Tennis, global sport. Soccer, global sport. Basketball, global sport.
My publisher made the argument for Tiger Woods.
Oh yeah,
he's
big too.
When Tiger Woods is playing great in golf matters way more.
Yeah,
and I like golf. I could watch golf. Like every one of these guys that play right now is as good as Tiger was when he was dominating. Right. Like he's changed the way you prepare to play golf. So he wouldn't have been as dominant as he is now if this was 20 years ago.
Right.
just because of the type of players that play now. But
right, 20 years ago, absolutely. You know, Tigers probably tops. So
yeah, I mean, that's a great argument. I don't even know where to begin with that because you know, like I just said,
Michael Jordan's up there probably.
yeah, and
yeah.
I mean, we lost a lot of people that would have been up there, like
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson would have
been number one.
Yeah,
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, Kanye's probably up there, not for only just what he's in the news for now, but his music too.
Just Kanye West.
Yeah,
Beyonce.
and he's married to Kim Kardashian.
I think Kanye's above Beyonce now.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
no.
As far as famous.
Yeah, for being famous, yeah.
For being famous, maybe.
I mean,
maybe
you
I'm just
you
looking
got
at
to
it
think
purely music.
Beyonce's boxed into entertainment.
Yeah, like you don't think of like when you think of Beyonce,
Kanye
you don't
made
talk
world
about her
news.
personal life.
Yeah.
You don't talk about what's going on. Like
Yeah,
there's not a whole lot of drama there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just her state of being. You know, she's like superhuman.
I mean, but
Yeah.
Kanye made
social media-
made world news going to the White House. This week.
Social media
And
builds
people
up
wanted to
Beyonce
see him
being
meet that.
Superhuman.
That is. Just think about that. Kanye West made world news this week for going to the Oval Office and talking to the president.
Wasn't it common that went a couple weeks ago and nobody said a thing about it?
What?
He went to the White House and talked to Donald
Oh,
Trump.
Common did?
Common went there. It was like
Oh, I
2
didn't
weeks
know
ago,
that.
and no one said a thing about it.
I didn't know Common went
Yeah,
to
I
the
didn't
White
know
House.
either.
And
It was under the radar.
Yeah, I mean, but it was very public that he was going there, and he went and they videoed.
I mean, that the pastors went a couple months ago, and that was a big deal.
yeah, I mean,
Bishop Bronner was there, man.
For real?
He was in the cut. Bishop tried to be slick. Hey,
Wow. He did. He talked about it.
not. I mean, Jared shout out Jared Oliver. He just pointed it out.
Oh wow.
He pointed it out on Twitter. Like, took a screenshot and then circled him with the red circle.
man.
Posted it on
man.
Twitter. I was like, dang, come on, Bishop. Hey,
Wow.
man.
Bishop tried to do it on the slide. It was
Unbelievable.
John Gray.
I'm not surprised.
I forgot who the other pastor was. And then it was Bishop Bronner, right at that table.
Of course.
I'm like, come on, Bishop.
You gotta have a seat at the table, man.
Of course.
TD Jakes.
No, I don't know. I would doubt TD Jakes was there because I feel like
Me neither.
Because the one that made the news for being there was John Gray. He was like the biggest person that everybody was talking about from the trip.
Osteen. Yeah.
Yeah, Olstein, prodigy.
Right.
But,
Osteen, I could see. Osteen, I could see going to the White House. I could see Osteen going there.
Olstein had, man, that was a crazy time, man.
Yeah.
Would
That
they
was
leave him
probably the
outside?
biggest story of the hurricane, bro.
Right.
Was Joel Osteen opening the doors of his church?
Right. And after it actually was one of those things where he originally wasn't going to do that, but because of pressure, that's when he opened the doors of his church, and that caused a huge PR firestorm for him. And I feel like it's one of those things that's still lasting with him probably till this day, because people still think of Joel Osteen like, oh, that's the dude that was that's the dude with the Lakewood Church, and he had to face public pressure to open the Lakewood Church. Like, that was just crazy.
It's tough being a pastor in 2018, man.
Oh, in 2018, absolutely, it's tough,
tough.
and I feel like it's only going to get tougher as the years go on.
Oh yeah.
It's only going to get tougher.
As this generation who kind of questions everything as they get older, like, I think it's going to be tough for churches and stuff.
Right. Absolutely.
Because kids question everything, like, from the jump. Like,
Oh yeah.
nobody just accepts things, and that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's always good to always have those questions out there, and just always
That's how you grow.
be on your toes about that kind of stuff.
I mean, that's how you grow, man. I mean, you can't just
Who
be unquestioned forever. You know what I mean?
who wins Rookie of the Year?
In the NBA,
Kevin Knox.
DeAndre Ayton.
I'm probably gonna go with Knox too.
I'm gonna go with Trae Young.
No,
You calling it?
You
calling it?
No Colin Sexton.
No, Sexton's cool, but like, he's not even starting. I don't think.
Yeah,
No,
They
George
got
Hill's
George
starting.
Hill starting.
because I figured like they'll probably move him to San Antonio.
George Hill.
George
Yeah.
Hill. Really?
Yeah,
Did he ever play for San Antonio?
That's who drafted him.
Yeah, yeah.
and then he was
Yeah,
traded for Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Indiana won that deal.
Right. Real
Yeah.
quick, also, Rashad, did you also mention something about about an album release? Someone was releasing an album.
Quavo.
Yeah.
Quavo and Usher release. Usher, shout out to Zaytoven. Zaytoven been doing like collaboration albums with everybody. He did one with Lecrae earlier this year. Now he's released one with Usher. So
Have y'all heard it?
nah,
I liked it. I really liked it. I was just like, I went on social media and I was on Twitter, I think, and I saw how people like Usher need to explain these 8 trap songs he put out, and I was just like,
Oh, it's a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap song.
I was
I
like,
mean,
huh.
it's Zaytoven produced it.
It's a different sound for Usher, but Usher. How you say his name?
Usher, baby.
Usher.
baby.
Usher.
Usher, if
Usher.
you're from Atlanta. Usher, if you're not from Atlanta.
Yeah, but I mean it's a different sound, but I liked it. Like if on an ABC scale,
So was it like
it was only 8 songs, so
like Beyonce's?
it was better than Beyonce's.
I mean, like the sound.
Yeah, I don't know,
Like,
not really. It
Does
kind
it
of
sound more believable because it's Usher as opposed to Beyonce? Because Beyonce is just trying to sound trap to stay relevant.
well, yeah. Usher's always had that hip hop in his music
Right.
anyway, so
Right.
like it's not that foreign to think that he could go to that sound.
Whereas
because,
Beyonce's just trying to ride a wave.
yeah, she literally changed her entire style to be into that. Usher
Right.
just
Rather
kind
than
of
weed.
moved with his evolution.
He
That's-
adapted, and it was a smoother transition for him.
yeah, I mean, I like the album.
Yeah,
I give it a
um,
B plus.
That boy Quavo dropped the line of the year.
Oh gosh.
Oh, but you
Her attitude like a candle she lit.
Oh my god. How long did it take him to think of that one?
Yo, Quavo had 19 tracks, bro.
And he should have had 2.
Wait, so is his album out?
It's
Yeah.
out.
Oh, it's out.
Yeah,
no.
It's out.
Like,
But-
all of
but
them,
no,
all of them
no.
dropping the album.
I gotta get everybody. Gotta call everybody out on this. A year ago, maybe 2 years ago, literally everyone and their mother was saying Quavo needs to go solo.
Oh,
Sway
man.
Lee,
You right.
Sway
You
Lee
right.
needs to go solo. Both
You
of those
right.
dudes released a solo album this year and nobody cared.
You right.
Y'all need to be quiet.
Yep.
Just be quiet. Just let the groups
Be the group.
Let the star of the group be the star of the group. Everybody's not Beyonce. Beyonce still had the 3 people set up.
I mean,
And single ladies,
Travis
the biggest hit.
You better
In the-
ask.
in the
You better
music
ask
video,
Ralph
she had 3
Tresvant.
people.
yeah, Travis Porter tried it and it didn't work either.
Oh man,
You better
Travis
ask. You
Porter,
better
they
ask
didn't even have
Pezza
a
P.
song.
Right.
I should have stayed Pretty Ricky.
It don't always work. It don't
Keep the
always.
group.
Pretty Ricky.
Yeah, now they got the.
Everybody's not Bobby Brown. Everybody's not Beyonce.
And
Well,
Bobby Brown wasn't even the leader of the group. That's how great
Yeah,
that
yeah.
group was.
Well,
They-
yeah,
Right.
They got a Takeoff solo album coming in Offset. So
yeah, we don't need.
What
all
they're
that.
releasing?
The-
Hold up.
I
They're
can't- I
releasing
can't
solo
lie.
deals too.
Yeah. The Offset one might be kind of good.
Yeah.
I haven't heard Takeoff by himself. I heard one Takeoff song by himself.
I've heard one. Yeah.
Yeah, they released one. It was like produced by OG Parker about like last year. It was on
He might.
SoundCloud.
I think he's gonna surprise some folks.
Yeah, I don't think he's.
Takeoff's the best rapper
Yeah.
in the group.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
got flow.
But it's like you can be the best rapper and have like not enjoyable music to listen to.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great rappers out here that don't got like. Have you ever heard of Joyner Lucas?
Yeah.
Oh, you have. Does he have like big hits out though?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm Not Racist.
I'm tripping.
I'm Not Racist was a huge hit.
Dang, I've never heard that before. I'm tripping.
You never heard I'm Not Racist?
No.
No.
I'm Not Racist, the video where the white dude wearing the MAGA
Oh,
hat.
that's Joyner Lucas.
that's-
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
see?
Wow, that just clicked for me. Wow.
Social media type of thing. I don't know if
That
that's
was
a
a
radio
huge
deal.
hit.
Wow, I know he's on that song with Eminem. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah.
I'm so
He-
lost. I'm
he-
thinking it's a
he
radio
wore-
guy or something.
No.
he wore the hat.
That's what's his name?
Joyner Lucas. He
I know Tom Joyner.
Tom Joyner. Oh man.
Oh, man, David.
he wore the
David.
MAGA hat, and then the white dude, and then he said the N word, and everybody's like, oh, and that was the
Woo,
shock
what?
factor. But he didn't say the N word. Joyner Lucas was just rapping the whole time.
It was
but
it's really
it's
cool.
very believable.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It went viral last year.
And it was just a YouTube video. It wasn't even like an actual song, was it?
No, it's his song.
Oh, okay.
It's his
Cool.
song.
Right.
That explains things. This is YouTube.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
he's a great rapper though, and I don't think like that's. I was making a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be a great rapper and not be like this commercial superstar. So
I mean, Eminem was a great rapper. I didn't really care much for his album after the first listen.
yeah,
It's not because he can't rap. It's just because he doesn't.
The music don't translate.
It's not.
It don't go with the music.
It's not very enjoyable music to listen to.
Yeah.
Speaking of one of those albums, I read something a little bit earlier where it said like on one of the songs on the Quavo album where he was kind of shouting out Nicki Minaj, trying to maybe hinting that maybe there was some stuff going on between.
Well, he's probably just coming back at her for Barbie dreams.
Yeah, right. That was mentioned in that article that I read.
Trying to get a hit.
Of course. And name dropping Nicki in rap is definitely a very easy way to get hit nowadays.
The thing is, so let's talk about it. Migos, 2 misses in a row. Culture 2, Quavo solo album. Are Migos on the clock?
Jeremy,
yes.
Hold up, Jeremy. You mentioned this in our year in review last year. Mm-hmm. You mentioned this.
What did I say?
And Eric and Shad and David kind of, try to clap back at you for that.
I did.
They have an album with Drake coming out, so that's probably going to keep them
last shot.
relevant.
That's
going to keep them
the Drake stimulus package. That'll be all right.
Because Walk It Like I Talk It is not a good song.
No.
But they force it to be a good song. With
They
Drake
played
in
it so much.
Played it, and you couldn't help but like it after a while, but it wasn't a good song.
Yeah. That's the one song if you like at a game and they come on the intercom and the players just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Even I'm starting to wonder.
But Stir Fry is definitely I would say Stir Fry's been their last good song.
Like their last big major hit. Like you feel like Migos. I feel like they peaked.
Lyrics though.
They peaked when everybody was saying they were the Beatles. That was their peak. And I was like, this is as high as they're ever gonna be. The Beatles, every album was like that.
That was
for 20 years.
That was Eric that was saying that the Migos were the Beatles.
Oh yeah, I mean they were during Culture 1, Bad and Bougie.
No, them guys can't fill up Phillips Arena by themselves.
What?
They can't.
No, forget
Come
Phillips
on
Arena.
now.
Forget Phillips Arena.
Come on
Can
now.
they fill Mercedes-Benz Stadium? Because the Beatles would.
Yeah.
By themselves? As a
By
headline?
themselves.
I mean, first of all, they wouldn't be by themselves. Beyonce's not even by herself.
Yeah, that's just the way music is now. But back then, that was how the Beatles rolled.
Oh yeah, for sure. They were just
New Edition when they performed.
Yeah, Taylor Swift fills Mercedes-Benz by herself.
And
I think Migos could fill up Turner Field
No.
Oh, God.
when it was Turner Field.
You know how many seats in Turner Field?
44,000?
40,000.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
Migos
not-
were performing, I looked them up, they performing at Center Stage, and if they perform at Phillips, there's birthday bash.
Center Stage, I mean, you talking about when they first started, and all that. When they first started popping, I'm talking about Culture Migos. Culture 1. Do you guys know Bad and Bougie has 300 million views?
Yeah, that's
on
not
YouTube.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, but
Migos.
But it's one of them songs that once you hear it enough, you just like, okay, I'm good.
No, but I'm just
I'm
saying.
not paying money to go dance.
I'm saying at the peak of Bad and Bougie, when every song on Culture 1 was a hit, they were all on the radio, every single track.
They were.
Oh yeah.
They could. Yeah. I could see them selling out if they headline Mercedes-Benz.
No, you gotta be a special artist because not everybody gets into Mercedes-Benz.
Oh yeah, they don't even allow you
Right.
to get in if they don't expect you to sell out 90% of it.
Right, and plus you also got to remember, when it comes to Mercedes-Benz, it's not just the seat capacity. You got
Standing room.
standing room only and everything like
but
that.
Then you can come down on the field and sit. So
the
seat
thing
amount
is,
goes
thank
up.
you.
The thing is, I seen them at at festivals, right? That Culture era.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of thousands of people.
I mean, festivals, that's different.
Thousands of people.
Yeah.
I mean, but all of them is told
I mean,
me
'cause it's
not to
different.
sell word.
Mama.
But you say,
75
festivals are
cents,
cheaper and it's a
White.
different audience.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I mean, but
you're never alone at a festival.
Because you're not gonna be
Right.
able to sell no $20 tickets at Mercedes-Benz for Migos and expecting to fill that up.
You're right.
You
That's a good point.
Very well.
Would you pay $100?
And then they only have those 2 albums and that one album that was really great.
Right.
When you go to a rock concert that's a big legendary band, they'll play hits from 20 years ago, and they can get up there and sing all night. You know what I mean? So it's a different experience.
It really is. It's just, it's just, like you said, a different experience, a different vibe all around. That should do it for us here. Another episode in the books. And if I remember correctly, I think we counting down to the big 100.
Yeah, we got 11 more?
11 more to go. 11 more.
10 more after this one.
10 more after this one. So definitely, keeping track of that. 100 on the way.
We gotta do something special.
Yeah, we gotta get like Kobe on the show.
Hey, Kobe, hit us
phone,
up.
bro.
Hit us up, Kobe.
Phone, bro.
Hey, LeBron want to come. Hey, Joe Budden, if you want to come. Hey,
Hey,
hit us up, man.
and if all fails, we'll try again for Lexi Brown. All righty. Let's get on up out of here, shall we?
All right, it's Devin Norwood at DNorwood90 is my Twitter.
Jeremy Johnson, Clark _Kent _75. Give me Superman on.
You, RashadMilling.com. You can follow me on Twitter at I Eat Pizza.
Or Lexi Brown, or maybe we'll try for Taylor Rooks, or maybe we'll try for Scotty Bean. Akeem Balaam, Twitter, Graham, Beyond the W. Check it out and make sure your voter registration status is active.
Mistress, diamonds they wear like go fishing. Y'all don't want friends, I want Audis. I don't want cars, I want Rarries. I don't